Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the Cambridge Los Angeles show in West Hollywood, and I'm here with Ellie Wren with her movie Single Mother, Only Daughter. Let's take a look at a clip.
This is something I think about a lot. For all women who stopped being in the workforce or who've never been in the mainstream workforce. And then suddenly I come out, and on some level, I do have a lot of experience, financial freedom, but I do not have know-how, and I am not a digital native. So for 18 years, your priority is your kid, right?
Yeah.
And then 忽然間走咗 single mothers when they don't have to mother full time. Then what?
Ellie, congratulations on your film.
Thank you.
It really touched my heart, I have to say. But for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
Yeah, so Single Mother, Only Daughter is a personal documentary about me and my mom, and it takes place over the course of a phone call. I don't know how much detail to go into.
Yeah.
Give it away? Or...
I mean, you can give us a little sneaky peek or something, yeah.
Right. So basically, it's a phone call conversation between me and my mom, and as we start talking, more personal details about our relationship come out, and we go into a deep dive into what it's been like to be raised as a single mother raising an only daughter.
Yeah.
And how that's changed our relationship over the years.
It's such a beautiful story. It really is. It really touched my heart. And anyone that's going to watch this, you are going to call your mum straight away. It's the first thing that I did. But it's so beautiful that you made this story, because we have conversations with our parents, our loved ones all the time, but just to kind of stop in a moment and hear a conversation, particularly when you've both been through experiences and you may not always have that conversation to talk about things that are personal to you. Where did the inspiration come for you in creating this documentary?
Yeah, so I actually made this during a UCLA Extension directing documentary course, and I had another subject lined up, but they fell through last minute. But in the back of my mind, I had always been thinking about doing something about me and my mom. And luckily, my teacher from the class, Susana Casares, who's amazing, and I highly recommend everyone take her class, she told me to think small and really think about what matters to me right now and what is something that I should make that is really something only I could make. And that was the best advice I could be given. So I went with it. I decided to call my mom, and I was like, okay, maybe I should just record this phone call. It'll be like a research phone call, try to figure out something on the phone with her about what this documentary could be about. And so I called her, and during the call, it just became very clear to me that the call was the documentary. And very luckily, my husband was in the other room, kind of heard that it was starting to get more interesting and turned on the camera. So
good move.
So we got lucky with having some audio, having the audio of the phone call, but also some visuals of me on the phone with my mom. And then afterwards, I just decided to, once I had the phone call, I was like, okay, I got to figure out the visuals now, because I didn't want it to just be me listening the whole time on the phone. So then I went back into storage and looked for all these old photo albums and videos, home videos, and it was a really fun process.
It looked really fun, and it's amazing because we hear this, we hear you having this conversation with each other, and then just giving us the visuals, which let our imaginations run wild about your experiences, and it was so beautiful and wondrous. Now, obviously, I don't think you can get a better subject than your own mother. That's amazing that you brought that together. Did she know that this was happening? Was this kind of a little secret? Because I know you mentioned it at the end, she mentions it, but
right.
Did she know anything about this was going to take place?
So when I first told her I wanted to, in the documentary, I asked, oh, I'm interested in interviewing you. At that point, she had no idea I was recording. So ethically dubious, but it's my mom, so luckily she forgave me.
She's adorable. She's a lovely woman.
No, but over the course of the phone call later on, I did tell her, actually, I'm recording right now. So she did know later on, but she had no idea that I was using this as the documentary. She knew I was recording as research, and that I might use her later on and incorporate her into a documentary, but she thought I was making a documentary about single moms and only daughters, like not just us, like other people as well. So when I showed her the first cut of it, she was extremely surprised.
There's a beautiful line in it where it's, you know, you kind of discover that this is the documentary, you know, and that's just, it was so powerful. What did you kind of like, because obviously it wasn't exactly how you were going to start making a documentary, and quite often in documentary filmmaking, where you start to where you finish are two completely different things. Right. What did you know, having looked at it and everything else, what did you kind of want to get from your audience? Like what was the thing that you were looking for?
I just wanted it to create that reaction that you had, you know, like I wanted it to really capture this sometimes struggle and tension that I think a lot of children and parents face. And for people to connect with a super specific story between me and my mom, but find something that they could relate to in it. Yeah.
I think that's so powerful. I think, and certainly I felt like it did that. And on top of that, there are always things I think that we should have talked about or can still talk about, and communication is the key, isn't it? And so when you get to be an adult and you know you have a different relationship with your parents, it's like you know, there is the opportunity to talk about things that you may not have done before. So you probably helped a lot of relationships across the world by this film, I have to say. It was so beautiful to see the colors, the visuals, the everything. Like it was really, was that quite a difficult process to kind of get all that together and put it into making a film?
Well, with the home videos, that was a really fun challenge because I found one box and I basically, my mom was actually really great about recording a lot of video when I was young. So in a way, it really felt like a collaborative effort. We were taking video that she recorded, you know, 20-something years ago, and then incorporating it with a new idea that I had. So it was a fun collaboration in that way, but it definitely was a challenge because I couldn't digitize everything. So I just kind of had to select at random several videos that I could afford to digitize. And then from that, I had to decide what made sense and what fit with the film. But it was really fun just to find the clips that really felt like, even if it wasn't specifically relating to what I was talking about, it evoked the same feeling that I was trying to capture.
What's it like when you created this film to then have it, you know, at NewFilmmakers LA, in front of an audience at a film festival? What's it like to have something so personal for you, like, put out there? Yeah,
it's definitely weird. And I think at this point, it's starting to, like, I'm starting to dissociate it a little bit from myself. It's like, that's other people. But no. But then my mom, she comes to all the screenings with me. So it's always a nice thing to bring us together. And what's great is I think I struggled a lot in the beginning because it was such a personal documentary with really, you know, believing that it had something that other people could relate to. I was like, is this too specific? Is this a documentary? But after going to screenings and being able to show it at places like NewFilmmakers LA, it's been great to see the response and how people want to call their moms afterwards or see something in themselves represented on the screen.
Not to mention everyone just loved your mom. Like everyone was talking about your mom. With just I included myself.
She's waiting for Hollywood to call. She's
like, she is. We've got Well, I mean, it's great because you know I mean, it's amazing. You've worked at, you know, obviously been at UCLA, now at Stanford. You know, studying documentaries. Like with the journey that you're on right now, what's kind of like, what's next for you? What kind of area of documentary filmmaking do you want to go into?
Yeah, so I'm currently at Stanford pursuing my MFA degree in documentary film. So I'm taking these 2 years to really hone in on my voice, develop that further. I really like telling very personal stories, more human, just superhuman emotional stories, and shedding light on people or topics that we don't normally discuss. So I think that's the direction.
Well, you're very good at it, Ellie. You're very good at it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really encourage everyone to watch this movie because, you know, like, I think the powerful thing about documentaries, you go away feeling altered or slightly different. In this case, calling your mother, if you can. So no, thank you very much for your great vision. I'm very excited to see your career develop, and thank you very much. You're an absolute wonderous talent. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Of course.